My boyfriend stopped him. My parents faced harsh criticism from the other adults, promising never to ask me to let my brother blow out my candles again. From then on, my aunt took over the birthday planning. A couple of weeks before my next birthday, my parents informed me that they'd buy me some gifts and a small cake, but my party was canceled to avoid another meltdown from my brother. I was stunned, but they didn't seem to care. Over the next week, I told my friends, teachers, and even my school counselor. The vice principal heard and comforted me on social media. The news reached my parents, and they grounded me for sharing, but it didn't stop me. I kept telling everyone, which led several parents to confront them. Suddenly, I was ungrounded, but no apology came. I assumed my party was still canceled, but 2 weeks later, my parents threw a surprise party at my favorite restaurant. They claimed it was the plan all along, but I knew better. They clearly did it to salvage their reputation. They must have spent a lot to accommodate me, but at least I got the PlayStation 4 I had wanted. My brother threw a fit, but my parents finally set boundaries. For the first time since childhood, he was put in timeout. My mom had to take him to McDonald's to calm him down, and she spent an hour trying to drag him out of the play area. After I moved out at 18, my parents finally faced the consequences of raising my brother as a spoiled child. On his 14th birthday, he raged because they didn't buy him a PS5, causing thousands in damage. The last time I saw my parents, they seemed mentally checked out. My aunt said they wanted to send him to a military or boarding school, but couldn't afford it. I couldn't help but find the irony satisfying.
Found out my friends introduced me to my girlfriend as joke. They've all slept with her before. 4 years ago, I met her, my girlfriend. Those years have been the happiest of my life. She's the kindest person I've ever known, incredibly creative and always smiling. Our lives have been full of adventures, and every moment with her has been amazing. We bonded the summer we graduated high school, connecting instantly over shared interests like comics, anime, movies, and tabletop games. Our relationship grew quickly, and my parents adore her too, which makes everything even better. We joke about having a geeky wedding and starting a family. This year, I plan to propose to her, and I'm excited about our future. The turning point came when I reconnected with a few childhood friends. I have 3 close friends, and although we went to different cities for college, we still kept in touch. I shared my plans to propose, excited about the future, but they reacted unexpectedly, questioning my seriousness and even calling me a fool. At first, I thought it was just their usual disdain for marriage, so I didn't think much of it. But then, they revealed something that shattered me. They had known my years ago through a mutual friend at a midnight bowling event, and worse, they had all been involved with her in the past, using her for casual encounters. The way they spoke about her made my skin crawl. They treated her as a tool for amusement, and all 3 of them had slept with her multiple times. I had no idea about their past with her. They had introduced her to me as a joke, to see if I would also treat her as an object of desire. When they showed me proof, I felt like my heart was ripped out. The messages from Instagram weren't explicit, but they proved that they'd kept in touch with her all along, making me look like a fool for dating her. They thought I wouldn't take her seriously, assuming she'd behave promiscuously with me too. How could I have known? To me, introducing someone to a friend is a normal thing, but I had no clue about their history with her. I didn't see her as a sex object like they did. I loved her for who she was, and I still do. The reason they told me this was because they thought me marrying her expected me to break up with her, but I wouldn't. Never. I tried talking to her about it, and I immediately regretted it when I saw how she broke down. She panicked as if something catastrophic had happened. She apologized, explaining she never slept with anyone else while with me, and that she didn't know my friends had this plan. She was afraid I would leave her, but I reassured her that nothing would change how I felt about her. I love her, and that's all that matters. I'm not angry at her. Why should I be? She didn't do anything wrong. Her past is hers, and I'm not concerned about it. What matters is that I love her deeply, and that's not going to change. What bothers me is my friends who took this whole thing as a joke, treating her with disrespect and trying to manipulate me. I've cut ties with them and haven't replied to their messages. I'm done with them. All I want now is to focus on the future with her. Despite the hurtful thoughts that creep into my mind about her past with my friends, I'm still going to propose. I won't let their actions destroy what we have. If anyone has advice, I'd appreciate it. But for now, I just need to clear my head and move forward with the love of my life.
A young boy asked his mother, "Mom, why do I have a scar on my face?" The mother sighed. and recalled the past. When they were little, the older brother had accidentally hurt him during an argument. Furious, the boy stormed over to his brother, shouting, "You're evil! You did this to me! I hate you!" From that moment on, the brothers never spoke again. Their mother passed away without seeing them reconcile. Though both married and had children, they lived as strangers to each other. The older brother often thought to himself, "Only my brother would forgive me and let me see him." The younger brother also wished, "If only he would apologize, I'd forgive him." Years passed, but nothing changed. One day, the younger brother received a call. "Hello, I'm your brother's wife. He's critically ill in the hospital." The younger brother replied, "I hope he gets better." Yet he still didn't go to visit. Then, one day, he received the news. Your brother had a stroke. He can no longer speak or move. By the time the younger brother arrived, his brother had passed away. Among his brother's belongings, he found a note. "Dear brother, Ed is not having the courage to say, 'I'm sorry. I hope our children can love each other and never be like us.' Please like and subscribe to prevent any regrets from happening." Teachers, what's the best thing a student has ever said? One year, while teaching 8th grade, I had a really shy boy and one of those stereotypical mean girls in my class. The girl would often beg for extra credit, saying things like, "You're probably my second least favorite teacher," and make fun of other girls. It always bothered me when she picked on the shy boy, as he reminded me of myself. One day, I assigned a group project, pairing them with 2 other boys. After a while, I noticed the girl wasn't doing any work, just chatting with the boys, leaving all the tasks to the shy kid. I went over and asked why he was doing everything, and the girl quickly responded that he was hogging the work. I knew that wasn't true, so I told them they could finish up the project since he'd already done most of it. The girl waved it off, saying, "No, it's fine. Let him do it. Easy anyways." The boys laughed. I then told her, "You should be nice to him. He might be your boss one day." Without skipping a beat, the shy boy finally spoke up and said, "No thanks. I don't want to be a pimp when I grow up." What lie almost ruined your life? I was driving home from work when I stopped to check a text from my wife. I was thrilled to see that she had adopted a new puppy and was on her way home. But as I looked up, another car slammed into mine. My car was wrecked, and I lost consciousness, only seeing the girl jump out of her car and sprint away from the scene. I don't know how long I was out, but when I woke up, a cop was dragging me out of the wreck. Instead of helping, he started yelling and interrogating me. I was rushed to the hospital with him right behind me. While doctors were assessing my broken neck, all I could hear were his questions. Weeks later, I found myself in court, and the officer claimed I had pulled out in front of her. I had no memory of the incident and started to believe I was at fault. My brother-in-law, a lawyer, was at the hearing and sensed something was off. He insisted on taking my case. Thank God I agreed. Within a week, he uncovered that the girl was driving without a license in an unregistered car, and the officer ignored this because I hadn't contested their accusations. It turned out she was texting when she hit me and bribed her uncle to cover it up. However, the truth may be delayed, but it will never be absent. If you agree, please like and subscribe.
This is a true story that took place in the United States about a waitress named Maria. One day, a ragged old man walked into the restaurant. His shabby appearance made the other patrons stare at him with disdain. But Maria greeted him with a warm smile, treating him as though he were a regular customer. "My name is Maria. If you need anything, I'm here to serve you," she said. She saw him as a person, not a beggar. The restaurant manager noticed this and warned Maria that if the beggar didn't pay, her salary would be deducted. Maria nodded and continued to offer the old man the best meal on the menu. "Don't worry about the cost," she told him. "This meal is a gift from the restaurant for our 10th anniversary." After the old man finished his meal, he left the restaurant. Maria quickly went to clean the table, only to find a note he had left bed. "Dear Maria, I am the owner of this restaurant, but I disguised myself as a beggar to see how the staff treated poor customers. I'm pleased with your kindness, and I'm promoting you to manager of the restaurant." This is a true story that took place in the United States about a waitress named Maria. One day, a ragged old man walked into the restaurant. His shabby appearance made the other patrons stare at him with disdain. But Maria greeted him with a warm smile, treating him as though he were a regular customer. "My name is Maria. If you need anything, I'm here to serve you," she said. She saw him as a person, not a beggar. The restaurant manager noticed this and warned Maria that if the beggar didn't pay, her salary would be deducted. Maria nodded and continued to offer the old man the best meal on the menu. "Don't worry about the cost," she told him. "This meal is a gift from the restaurant for our 10th anniversary." After the old man finished his meal, he left the restaurant.